Trinity, Florida, the community everybody in Pasco County either wants to live in or wishes they did. And right now, it's putting up some of the most surprising numbers in all of Tampa Bay. I'm Anio. This is Jimmy B with LPT. And for April 2026, the Trinity made us actually do a double take when it came to its stats. Median sales price is up over 20% year over year.
Wow.
Yeah, homes are selling above list price, and the buyer pool, though, has gotten smarter, faster, and more aggressive. So if you're thinking of buying in Trinity, or if you're a homeowner wondering if the equity train is already leaving, this one's for you.
So one thing to understand about Trinity market is Trinity is a smaller market. It's not
Okay.
a huge area. So some of these numbers may seem smaller from some of our other market updates, but it's just a smaller market overall. So in the month of April this year, there were 15 home sales. Last year, there were 17. So, it's down slightly year over year, but it's pretty much flat, right? Smaller market equals fewer choices, and even those choices get scooped up fast. So if you're a buyer, you need to be patient and ready. The right one shows up every few weeks, okay? If you're a seller, your home represents a real slice of the market. Don't squander the opportunity. We have low volume in a high demand market, and the data is fuck. I almost had it last sentence.
You're like, you were right there, right there.
All right. All right, so the first stat we're going to talk about is home sales. Now, one thing I want to preface before I go through the numbers is Trinity is a smaller market, okay? It's just a little slither of the south side of the Newport Richey area. So these numbers are a little smaller, but they're very telling because this is a very high demand area. There was actually 15 home sales in the month of April this year, and that was down from 17 last year. So, about the same, pretty flat market. But in a smaller market, that means you have fewer choices, and even those choices get scooped up fast. So if you're a buyer, be patient, but be ready to go. The right one only shows up every couple of weeks, and you have to jump on it. If you're a seller, your home represents a real slice of the market. You don't want to squander the opportunity, okay? So we have low volume in a high demand market, and the data is proving the appreciation thesis.
Ooh, I like that thesis. These
Yep,
big words today.
I try.
I like it. All right, let's talk about sales price. So in April of 2025, the average or the median sale price was $428,000. This year in April, it was 515.
Wow.
That's why at my intro I said it's up over
That's
20%.
crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing because that in 1 year, when the rest of Tampa Bay is pretty much flat or actually seeing negative equity, is a huge thing. Now, here's another interesting fact. People who usually buy in Trinity tend to stay in Trinity. They love the community, they love the amenities, everything that's around it really does have that community vibe. So if you're someone who bought in like the 2018 to 2020 market, you could literally double your money on a sale if you were to sell it right now. Just putting it out there. So if you want to do that, call us, let us know, we'll help you. But just overall, buyers, it is pricier, but the appreciation and the lifestyle are both delivering in the Trinity market. If you're a seller and you're sitting on real equity, real, don't sleep on it. So if this was the time you were wondering, or maybe you were locked into one of those amazing low interest rates for your mortgage, but you're not really serving the lifestyle that you want anymore, this is the time to have that conversation before you miss out.
So let's talk about the overall inventory. So last year in April, there was 24 new listings that hit the market. This year in April, there's 37. So that's good. We're seeing a little bit more inventory come out. That's a 54% increase for those of you analyticals who like the numbers. So finally, some breathing room for buyers. Last year, you really couldn't even find a house on this market. This year, there are still some listings available, albeit they're selling a little bit faster. So if you are a buyer, use the extra inventory to your advantage, but don't rush into a bad fit just because you've been losing out on other homes. If you're a seller, even though, we're talking about the prices going up, there is more competition because of that 54% increase in the number of listings. So you don't want to overprice your home. Buyers do have some alternatives now. So we have more listing and a still appreciating market and everything selling above asking. That's the dream market.
Oh yeah, if you're a seller, that's absolutely what you love. So let's talk about list price to sales price ratio. So what people are asking for versus what people are buying them for. Right now in Trinity, we're at 103.2%, which is exactly what James was just talking about. Buyers are routinely paying above list price. So bidding wars are back in Trinity. Be prepared, buyers, because it's only happening in Trinity specifically. And you need to expect competition. Bring your best offer the first time because there often isn't a chance for you to get a second chance at that house. And then, even though the bidding wars are going up, they are going up. Sellers, you have to make sure that you are aggressive with your pricing, but realistic. Highest dollar, but don't overprice it and then miss out on that opportunity. Buyers, be prepared, kind of like what Jimmy D was saying. Like, if the house checks all the boxes and it's exactly what you want, you're not going to have time to sleep on it.
No, not at all.
Nope.
And then here's a really interesting stat that we found. There's only one expired listing. Now, again, we talked about earlier, this is a smaller market size, but only one listing failed to sell in April. So almost nothing fails to sell in Trinity. It's the cleanest seller market, indicator there is. If you're a buyer, don't expect distressed sellers. You're going to have to pay close to ask, or you're just going to have to walk away. If you're a seller, you need to trust the comps, trust your agents, and trust the data, and the market will definitely reward you. It's the single cleanest, healthy sellers market indicator there is. Homeowners have a stronger hand than they realize in this particular market.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now let's talk about timing. So everyone wants to know like how much time they have to make these moves. Right now, the average time for Trinity is 46 days, which is a lot sooner and quicker than some of the other markets that we talked about in Tampa Bay. So if you again love a home, you don't get the chance to sleep on it because you will lose it. There are other offers that are going out there. Also, if you're a seller, you have to make sure that you're coming to the market strong and right. iPhone photos and bidding wars do not go together. People are willing to pay the premiums, but they need to see that it is a premium. If you're cutting corners on what the marketing and like your photos look like online, then you're completely missing out on that market. So if you're a buyer, have your pre-approval ready, have an inspector lined up, and get your ability to make decisions quickly moving. If you're a seller, stage it, pro photos, do the drone, do the video, make it irresistible from day one. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, call us because this is something that we actually do all the time.
So to sum it all up for you guys, the bottom line is prices are up 20%. Buyers are paying over asking. Homes are selling fast, and almost nothing is failing. Homeowners, this is one of the strongest sales windows you'll see this decade. Buyers, you need to be sharp, prepared, and committed if you want to buy in the Trinity area. It does not reward hesitation. If you want a real conversation about your particular situation, call Jimmy B and Annie O, the realtors you need to know.
See ya.